Hey, I'm Brendan Glasheen, along with the DK Live duo and Adam Levitan and Reid Fowler. They're here to help you make your pick for DraftKings Team Pick'em, presented by Papa John's. You get 25% off any regular menu-priced orders by using the promo code DK25. We're targeting 3 games in Week 8 with interesting storylines. Let's start with the Ravens-Panthers game. Baltimore falls in a gut-wrenching fashion last week. First ever point-after miss by Justin Tucker, and then Carolina beat the reigning Super Bowl champion Eagles. Feels like we have 2 sneaky good teams here, guys, one from each conference meeting up. Levy, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the home team and the Panthers, and I think people underestimate the advantage the Panthers do have at home. Getting Thomas Davis back has been good for their defense, so I expect a really, really low-scoring, kind of grinded out game, and I think we saw some of the holes in Joe Flacco's game. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Panthers here.
Reid, which team prevails in Charlotte?
Yeah, I think Carolina, what scares me a little bit about them is they didn't score for 3 quarters, and I get it, that was an emotional game for them, but still, that does scare me a little bit. In Baltimore, when you look at them, right, they're the fastest team in the NFL. They have over 70-plus plays per game, and you're right, Baltimore does scare you a little bit in terms of Joe Flacco. He's always Joe Flacco, but they're throwing a ton, right? They're throwing a ton, and that Carolina defense, if there is a chink in their armor, it is against the pass game. They're really strong against the run, so I'm gonna take Baltimore in this one, not by a lot, but Baltimore.
All right, next is a battle for last place. Told you these games are interesting. The 1-6 Niners face the 1-6 Cardinals. Reid, Byron Leftwich will make his debut as Arizona's interim offensive coordinator. Do the Cards bounce back after being throttled by the Broncos?
I think you said it right there. Any team throttled by the Broncos, I don't know if I'm going to have any sort of confidence in them. And you're right, this is a contest for last place. And Shanahan, I don't think he gets beat by Arizona twice. I don't think Arizona's the type of team that wins twice against the same team. San Francisco's got a ton of injuries, right? Ton of injuries. We've seen it throughout the entire year. But I do think the 49ers do eke this one out for a very interesting, 6-9 game.
Levy, the C.J. Beathard, George Kittle duo is flourishing again. Do they lead San Fran to victory?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Cardinals here. And you mentioned the coaching change. I think that will be good to get Byron Leftwich in there, who learned under Bruce Arians. And the Cardinals obviously had way, way, way more success with Bruce Arians than they did with Mike McCoy, who's since been ousted. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Cardinals here. I think they have more talent. I think they're playing at home. I think Josh Rosen is far better than C.J. Beathard is, who kind of reverted to his check down style on Sunday. So I'm going to stick with the Cardinals.
Last one, Saints at Vikings on Sunday Night Football. New Orleans has won 5 straight, while Minnesota has picked up wins in 3 straight weeks. Which team you picking here, Levitan?
Yeah, 2 really good teams. It's just really hard in the NFL to win back-to-back really big road games. So the Saints go to Baltimore and squeeze out a win there, and then they have to go back up and get ready to play the Vikings on the road again in another really big game. So it's just a tough spot for the Saints in general. And so I think that these teams are pretty even, but the situational spot for the Vikings makes me lean that way.
Reid?
Yeah, I mean, if there is a year that Drew Brees is breaking all of these records and, being the third guy to beat every single team in the NFL, I think this is a year that he can. I think the Saints have a really good offense, obviously, with their full set of running backs and skill players. Again, you see some injuries on Minnesota's side. What I do like about this, and Levy's right, it's tough to win twice on the road, but it's in a dome, right? We see Drew Brees, how good he is on turf as opposed to outside. All that considered, this is going to be a really good game, 2 really good offenses, but I think the Saints eke this one out.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. That'll do it for this week's edition of Make Your Pick for DraftKings Team Pick'em, presented by Papa John's. For Adam and Reid, I'm Brendan, and we'll talk to you next week.